What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another video. So today is December 1st, 2017, and if you are a Nintendo fan, you most likely know what that means. Today is the release date for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Nintendo Switch. So it's a very exciting day if you are a JRPG fan, or just an RPG fan, or just a gaming fan in general. It's a really cool day for one of the most anticipated JRPGs to come out, especially for the Nintendo Switch. So it's a really cool day. So I unfortunately do not have the game yet, as much as I really want to play it. I pre-ordered the special edition from Best Buy online, and something happened and my order was delayed, and so it will not get here until Monday the 4th, which kind of sucks, so I won't be able to spend the whole weekend playing the game like everybody else out there, but there's some other stuff that I have to do this weekend anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But so even though I don't have the game right now, I do have something else very cool that goes along with it, and you can kind of see the corner of it there. And that is, of course, the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Nintendo Switch Pro Controller. And I just got back from GameStop a little bit ago, picked it up. I had pre-ordered it. I decided to pick up my pre-order, well, obviously. So went to pick it up, and I gotta say, it's amazing. This has already been unboxed. It's sitting right there. I took it out, and I wanted to check it out and just kind of hold it, because this is actually my very first exposure to a Nintendo Switch Pro Controller. I have not owned one this whole entire year. Ever since the Switch came out, I've just been using the Joy-Cons and the grip, or, in handheld mode, or, tabletop mode, whatever the case may be. So this is my first time using a Pro Controller, or going to be using a Pro Controller, and I can definitely understand why this thing has become one of the most popular controllers throughout any sort of console that's come out. I can see why a lot of people love this controller. So just sort of talk about the controller a little bit, show it to you guys, see what it's all about. So here's the box. You can see the front, Nintendo Switch Pro Controller Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Edition. Very similar to pretty much all the other Pro Controllers that are out there, the original one and the Splatoon 2 one. I think those are actually the only ones that are out at the moment, which is kind of crazy to think about. But there's the front of the box there. It's got some really nice accent marks on it. Looks like a little the blade that you might find in the game, as well as this really cool light blue spark, I guess that's how you would call it, that goes across the front of the controller as well. And the A, B, X, Y buttons and the D-pad both have, or all have, I should say, some light blue accent marks on them as well. So it looks really cool. And of course, this really cool pink, like maroonish, darkish pink red kind of color. I'm not really sure how you would describe it, but it looks pretty awesome, and it looks great against the black and the light blue accents as well. So again, there's the front of the box, there's the side, one of the sides, and the other side, and of course the back. So pretty standard affair for with this controller, with the other Switch Pro controllers as well. So got the box, but what does it look like in person? Well, I have to say it looks pretty awesome. Very, very excited to begin gaming with this. I think it looks incredible. So here you go, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Nintendo Switch Pro Controller in the flesh, with all of its crazy and amazing goodness. So you've got, again, sort of the ABXY buttons, you got your plus minus buttons, you got your capture button, the home button, the two analog sticks, and of course the D-pad, all looking very nice, and of course looks very similar to the other Pro Controllers that are out for the Nintendo Switch, but again, it has this really nice light blue design, light blue sort of mark, I guess, spark, whatever you would call it, that you can see there. And then you've also got, from the A, B, and X, Y buttons down to the right analog stick, you've got some accent marks there that resemble a blade of some kind, which looks really cool. And you can also see sort of the interface underneath the Pro Controller as well, like on the original one. So you got that there, and of course, again, this really nice darkish pink kind of color, which I think looks really cool, like I said, against the black and the light blue as well. So again, very similar, basically identical to the other Switch Pro Controllers, but Xenobladeized, which is a word that I just made up, but I think it's going to work. And of course, the back is just that same pink color all the way around, which looks really cool and is very vibrant. It's not all that bright, I wouldn't say. It's definitely not like a neon, like the neon yellow on the puppy pad, which is the Joy-Cons and the grip, but it still looks really nice. I think it looks really cool. And like I said, I can see why people love using this controller. It's incredibly comfortable. Everything feels really nice. The L and R buttons, the ZL and ZR buttons are really nice. The analog sticks feel really good. I kind of like this topped ribbed edge. I guess that's what you would call it. Just fits really nice, feels really good. The buttons are very clicky, which you can probably hear, and the D-pad feels really good as well. So overall, I am very pleased with this. Like I said, I can definitely see why everybody loves this controller, and I can definitely see myself primarily doing my gaming, you know, when in TV mode or hit tabletop mode with this controller. It just feels really cool. So yeah, that's the controller, guys. Again, very nice. Like I said, I pre-ordered from GameStop. The GameStop that I went to, this was actually the only one that they had there. They said they didn't get any other ones in, so I don't know if nobody else just pre-ordered, or if they just flat out didn't get any Pro controllers for Xenoblade 2 in. I don't really know what happened, but this was the only one that they had, and I was the only one that I guess pre-ordered. And it was crazy because I was just in there randomly one day, and I was in there for something, and I was talking to the guy that was working, and I just casually, randomly asked him, you know, can I pre-order the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Pro controller? And he's like, and he quickly looked at his computer, and he said, oh yeah, you can, but it looks like you can only do it in store, which didn't really make much sense. But I was like, yeah, definitely, let's do it. As soon as I saw it in the direct, I was like, yeah, I really want this thing. So that's what happened there. So if you guys want the Xenoblade 2 Pro controller, I'm not sure if they're available at the moment. I don't know if there are other places out there that would have them. So I suggest just keep looking around if you really, really want one. I'm sure that there are tons of people selling them online for outrageous prices, and I would suggest not doing that. Of course, you know, you don't want to reinforce the scalper mindset or whatever. I don't even know if that makes sense, but if you really want one, I would suggest, you know, not spending an arm and a leg just to get a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Pro controller. You know, if you want one, that's great. You know, see if you can find one for fairly cheap. But just do some digging around, see if you can find one. Also, just one other quick thing I should mention is that this controller also does come with a charging cable. It's right over there, so it does come with that as well. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all had a really great Thanksgiving. Hope you guys had some fun times and you were able to eat some good food and spend a lot of good times with friends and family. I know I did. It was a nice, relaxing break, even though it was a little crazy at the same time, but it was fun. So I'm going to try to have at least one more video out before Christmas, hopefully a couple. That would be ideal. That would be a goal of mine, because the semester is kind of winding down, which is really nice. So hopefully I'll have a little bit more free time. We'll see exactly what happens, but I would definitely like to do at least 1 or 2 more videos before Christmas, and then maybe just sort of one to kind of end the year on, because this year has been incredible for Nintendo and just gaming in general, even though some games have had some pretty negative content or context around them. So, but for Nintendo, it's been a fantastic year. It's been one of my favorite years as a Nintendo fan. It's been incredible. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all later. God, I can't talk. Take care.